SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Damning reports on working conditions on Western Cape wine farms, and George police arrest gang of suspected ATM bombers. Good day to you. A report by Human Rights Watch says the country's strict labour laws have failed to protect thousands of workers enduring abuse on wine farms in the Western Cape. The report exposes harsh working conditions, which include on-site housing that is not fit for human habitation, exposure to pesticides without proper safety equipment, and a lack of sanitation. Teto Mahlakwana reports.
The report, which is based on information attained from over 260 interviews with farm workers and owners, civil society members and others, concludes that government needs to take immediate action to improve working and housing conditions. Some of these men and women who help to produce the country's renowned wines, which are enjoyed all over the world, are allegedly denied many rights, including access to union representation. Farm workers are among the lowest earners in wages. Some of the experts interviewed say the answer lies in retailers pressuring suppliers to ensure workers are afforded decent living conditions.
The Independent Complaints Directorate has told Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Police that the majority of the country's police stations are failing to register domestic violence-related cases. The Directorate says it's either that police officers do not understand their work or they don't take domestic violence victims seriously. In terms of the law, police stations are required to register cases of domestic violence. Nalutando Mbuli is the Directorate's Chief Director.
177 police stations, and out of that only 24 stations were complying on the level of non-compliant, 57 stations were complying on a level of fairly compliant, 84 stations were on a level of substantially compliant, and only 12 stations were fully compliant.
Striking workers in the cleaning industry are divided over a new wage offer by employers. Labour unions representing the workers were supposed to report back today to the Bargaining Council on their position regarding the new offer, which is believed to be a 10% wage hike. Workers are demanding a 10% increase as well as a 4,200 Rand basic wage. SATAU spokesperson Ria Molopane.
We are hoping to have a general conference call with all of them tomorrow to get a final clear answer on where they stand. By the looks of things, the feedback has been quite lukewarm, so we are facing the challenges. We are hoping to have a final answer where we know whether the strike continues or they accepted the offer tabled by Employers Association.
4 Johannesburg men have been arrested by the Hawks in George and the Southern Cape on charges under the Explosives Act. Police spokesperson Bernardine Steyn says police found charges and explosives at an ATM and traced the suspects to a house in Thembalethu.
A packet of commercial explosives was found on the floor in front of the ATM, and on further investigation, we found a device attached to more commercial explosives inside the ATM. The device was not detonated.
President Jacob Zuma has again accused Western nations involved in the Libyan conflict of having ulterior motives. This comes amid claims that European oil companies have been negotiating prospecting deals with the rebel leaders. President Zuma says a lot of lives could have been spared if the AU roadmap had been followed. The plan calls for a ceasefire and talks leading to political reform. President Zuma says the roadmap was undermined by NATO's bombing campaign.
It remains our view that the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1973 has been abused to further interests other than to protect civilians and assist the Libyan people.
Finally, toxicology tests show there was no illegal substances in British singer Amy Winehouse's body when she died last month at the age of 27. Her spokesperson says that alcohol was present, but it cannot be determined what part, if any, it played in her death. The rehab singer had a history of drug and alcohol abuse. She was found dead at her home in North London on July 23rd. The top story, a report by Human Rights Watch, says the country's strict labour laws have failed to protect thousands of workers enduring abuse on wine farms in the Western Cape province. SAFM News.